So, Merry Christmas, guys. I wanted to say hi to everybody. Wasn't filming much around Christmas, trying to spend some time with family and friends and stuff. So, I just wanted to give you a quick update on my mining rig, show you, the little modifications that I've made since getting my new risers, and show you a couple things on screen capture here. So, let's get into it. Welcome to Crypt, guys. We're back here. We're just at the computer. First off, welcome to the channel again, as always. It's a big old storm outside.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, and the fire is so delightful. Since there's no place to go, let's do crypto, let's do crypto, let's do crypto.
And I'm here on a day off, enjoying an extra day off to my holidays here on my winter or my Christmas vacation. Merry Christmas to all of you guys once again. I hope you had a wonderful holidays. Here's a quick recap or quick shot of my miner and a little bit of chat about that, just to update you guys on what's going on with that for any of you that are curious. The little modifications I made. So I've got the cards up, not on the proper mounts really. I'm just using a, instead of mounting it here, I'm mounting it with a tie wrap back here. That just allowed me to mount them the way I have them there, so that I can put the screen display or the DVI cable connected to my screen for the one card, and I wanted them all to match, so I just decided to hang them like that. So yeah, since getting the risers, oh Jesus, dark. Let's get some light in there. Alright, so yeah, since getting these risers hooked up, I've essentially just moved the cards and spaced them out a little bit so we can get a little more airflow. They're running a little cooler. And they're all running around 500 sols. The 1070 Ti is running a little bit faster than these other two. Yeah, I've tried cranking them up, getting them up to even higher sols per watt and even better solutions per second, but I haven't really been able to get anything more stable than say around 500 each, a little bit more on the TI like I was saying. And unfortunately I don't have the proper power. Jeez, why is it so dark? Alright. Unfortunately I don't have the proper power plugs for all three of these cards from the 750 watt that I got. I could get little adapters, but I hear those are troublesome and give you issues as well sometimes. So for now, I just got one of my my PCI lines going over to the 1070 Ti from my my gaming rig, and yeah, seems to be working fine. Once I get a few more cards, I'm probably gonna go the 1060 series and see how those work. And once I get those going, I'll probably I'll get myself a bigger power supply to run the next few cards I'm getting. I'll make sure I have enough PCI plugs for this card as well with the powering the other ones. First off, guys, as always, this isn't financial advice. This is just some dude on the internet talking about cryptocurrency. Don't take my advice. I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be a professional. I don't think that I know everything by any means. I'm just showing you what I'm doing to hopefully help make you a little bit of side income and get into the space, because I think it's an amazing space, even aside from the money that can be made. So let's get into it. So first off, one cool thing, I use Supernova here a lot. It's a pretty decent pool. It's they pay out consistently, so I like using their pool. Right now I'm just mining Zencash on this pool. So anyways, I just wanted to point out that they're doing a Christmas, I don't know how much longer this is going on for, mind you, but it looks like they're doing a 0% fee over the Christmas break or over the Christmas holidays. So I've been taking advantage of that quite a bit. If you're curious why a miner just dropped off, it's because I just stopped my gaming rig, the one that said 970 there, for the purpose of running OBS here and just doing this video, of course. I actually normally just run that gaming rig on whatever miner I feel like mining. Sometimes it's Zencash. Sometimes I jump on over at the Son of a Tech pool for Zcash. Or sorry, not Zcash. Bitcoin Z. I've tried over mostly the Equihash algorithm. I find that seems to be the one that works well for me. I've also done a little bit of Vertcoin, so if anybody's curious. So yeah, anyways, Merry Christmas. No fees, so that's just always nice. For my own strategy, I don't like to leave too much cryptocurrency anywhere where I don't control it, so I build it up for a little while, up to 1.1 Zen or something like that. I think it's 0.1 Zen to send something, so I build it up. Or anyways, there's some fees there, so I like to see at least 1 Zen get sent, so that's just my own number. Everybody can choose their own. You could put it for longer, but it seems like every 3.5 days or so, I make about a Zen, and then that gets transferred to my personal wallet. If anybody's wondering what vert pool I mine to, it's typically this one. As you can see, I haven't been paid out a whole lot because I've only just been mining on my mining rig, my gaming rig, which mostly right now only has a 970 in it. Before I had. You guys saw. If you guys are curious about how I had things set up before, just take a look at my older videos. I'll link one up here in the top. But essentially, yeah. Now I'm just running a 970, and this is pretty close to. I don't think I was on this pool before I switched everything around. So yeah. Anyways, a little bit of extra Vertcoin going into my my Vertcoin wallet. I think I'm using Electrum for Vertcoin right now. So yeah, this is miningpool.org, what I'm using here. These guys have the options to mine Dash, Zcash, Monero, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Monacoin, Vertcoin, and I think they just added Bitcoin Gold. I'm pretty sure that's a new addition. But their fees are fairly steep, 0.15%. I've seen a lot of pools at 1%, so I mean their fees are a little bit steep, but their payouts are pretty consistent for Vertcoin. So that's what I've been doing a little bit here and there. I'll probably play around with a few other coins. This is just more my testing thing when I use my gaming computer. I'm really not liking nicehash right now, guys. They're back, as you may or may not have heard. I have no interest in using them anymore because, or at least not until, well, I mean, I moved on from nicehash. Essentially, I don't think that they provide a good service for, some people, but I've learned how to mine coins directly, and to me that's a lot more profitable, or has the potential to be a lot more profitable. And I don't trust nicehash anymore. Essentially, you can go to your old balance if you were on nicehash before the hack and see the old balance. I can't show you that because I can't even get into my nicehash. They're not even sending me an email when you go through the process. You have to change your password because I guess the old password's no good anymore because who knows who has it. But essentially, yeah, you can't use the old password, but they're meant to send you a email with a new password, and I'm not getting the email for some reason. So I've sent them a ticket and I'm waiting on that. It's been a few days. So just like a lot of other things in crypto, the support seems to take a long time. You just got to be willing to wait. Anyways, so I'm pretty much done with these guys. If I can get my money out, I'd be happy. Apparently the money got sent, as I said in a previous video. The money got sent. I even got an email confirmation that the money was sent, but it must have happened like right on the line of the hack or something because it never got sent. So yeah, done with them. Can X out of this. You're probably not gonna see much on nicehash from me. So if that's what you're looking for, you're gonna have to look somewhere else, guys. Hashflare. That's still a service I've been using. They haven't screwed me too badly, I guess, so to speak, or you know what I mean? They haven't broke too many of their promises, other than their initial one that bothered me initially when I was first getting involved with them, where they changed their contract term length from open-ended, so to speak, I guess you could say, to a 1-year contract on their SHA-256, which essentially, if anybody's wondering, SHA-256 is just Bitcoin mining. It's the algorithm that Bitcoin is mined on. So essentially, you're going to get paid out in Bitcoin when you mine this particular one. If you're interested in any of these other ones, look elsewhere, because I'm not investing in them. I can't tell you anything about them, but I have heard they're not very profitable. So I've just been sticking away from them. I remember when I was looking into this initially, I bought... I was looking at how much, I was calculating how much these were going to cost and their return on investment. And they didn't seem that profitable, so I just stayed away from them. I stuck with, at the time, what was the most profitable and what still is, which is the SHA-256. And even if you go to if you go to Crypto Compare, and you look under the mining contracts, mining pool contracts, there we go. So if you just select the mining contracts, it gives you a bit of an idea of, if this thing will ever go, there we go, of who's giving the best prices, so to speak. Some of these, like I yet, this is the first time I'm seeing these two companies, so I can't speak to them, but it gives you an idea of what's the payout period or the payback period, and you can kind of get some basic calculations. Now these calculations are not always accurate, so actually I haven't looked at this in a while, so it looks like there's some new mining companies coming to the scene. Now be careful, guys. If you're investing in any of this stuff, like, realize your money could be gone anytime. It's not a guaranteed like 130-day payout, or, like, there's so many different variables that can fluctuate. And if anybody is more curious, we can hit me up in the comments. I'll do a video just on cloud mining, but it is risky, guys. Like, you're not guaranteed any of this, and if these companies do go under, which has happened, they get hacked, or they decide to run with your money. For a long time I wasn't even trusting Hashflare, because, well, especially after they changed their policy, because who knows what they're going to do next kind of attitude. But since then, they haven't done anything extremely bad. Seems like there's been a few withdrawal issues, but I've been doing a lot more reinvesting of my money. But I have gotten withdrawals, so that it does work. It's just some of them, with the network fees being high and stuff, it's taking a lot longer. And so anyways, I haven't withdrawn recently, so I can't speak to a recent withdrawal. So it should work, but anyways. So yeah, here you can go and check out your approximate payouts and stuff. A while ago, Hashflare had much better prices, I guess, or like they were more comparable, to the top of the list. But anyways, you guys can check this out and decide what you want. The reason why I stay away from Genesis mining right now is because it's just you can't buy the contracts at the moment and make them active. It's another one of those reputable sites, but as you can see, they're out of stock completely. You can't buy any, and when you can buy them, typically you can just pre-order them, which is good, but I don't want to wait months before my plan is active. With Hashflare, you buy, it's active, it starts, you start getting paid out the next day. So that's what I like about it. And currently right now it's back down to the price I was originally buying it at. I don't know if it's just like a Christmas, before they had the Christmas logo up here. I think it was, anyways, apparently limited stock. That's probably more of a sales tactic than anything, but they could be limited, who knows. It's very likely. It seems like Hashflare is out, and some of the other companies run out of stock very quickly. So anyways, profitable. I'm not going to show you all my back end right now because I'm not doing a video on Hashflare. But yeah, it's profitable, and if you guys are interested and don't feel like buying the mining equipment, there'll be a link down below. I believe I get a kickback of if you guys buy some hash rate, essentially I get a little bit of it'll help this channel grow and whatnot. As far as I'll get a little bit of kickback. I'm not even sure exactly how much it is because I've never gotten one. So yeah, that's cloud mining. So just quickly, this is just a spreadsheet. I've been playing around with Excel. It's kind of funny because recently I've been really getting into trying to learn Python and different types of coding and stuff, and I think that would be a really good field to get into, not just coding, but anyways, I find it interesting, a lot more interesting than I did when I first started learning about that sort of stuff. So I've noticed, of course, with Excel, you got little like codes and little things, little implementations. Of course, you can just simply divide things and make your life a lot easier, so you're not having to do so much calculation on the fly when you're buying and selling all these coins. So essentially, what I've just geared up here is, I'm adding up all of the total coins. So this is just an example sheet here, but let's say I bought ETC Ethereum Classic at this price, this many Satoshis, and this is how many coins. Basically, essentially taking Blockfolio and putting it into my own spreadsheet. Eventually, I'd like to have my own program where I just punch in the coin number, or the coin title, the number of Satoshis, and the number of coins, and it all gets imported directly onto the spreadsheet. So I'm going to develop that. That's my goal anyway. Hopefully in the future we'll see a GitHub repository for you guys if you guys are looking for one, or if anybody's curious, once I get this actually up and running, if anybody wants it, I'm more than happy to share it. It's it's there for anybody. So yeah, essentially I'm just gonna have my buy prices and my sell prices, and then right now I'm typically selling stuff at my 35% here. That's why it's in green. So yeah, anyways, I gotta play around with a few little things, but essentially I just want to know each page will have a different coin or whatever, and I'll be able to go to my main page, which essentially will just have my ins and out, like how much I got in at, how much I'm getting out at, or like profits, or I'll just have a more basic balance sheet on here, whereas each page I'll have for my coins and each trade, just for tracking for tax purposes, as well as other just my own, to know what I got in at and to know my sell price, because I want to be mechanical here. I want to be like no more emotion. I've noticed my emotions come into play when I try to ride things out, or I've always stuck to my particular rule is 35%. I don't get out of my entire position, mind you, but I take out some of my winnings at 35% Satoshi value. So when Satoshi value increases, I get out at 35%. So when it increases to 35%, I get out at half my position is liquidated back into Bitcoin. So I turn whatever coin I have, half of it back into Bitcoin at 35%. Now I'm playing around with different levels. As you can see, I have a few different levels here. I'm tempted to start taking out 25% of my position at say 50%, because I've noticed 35 is almost early for some of these big jumps up. But anyways, maybe I'm being too greedy. We don't need to get into that. So yeah, I'm still figuring out exactly what my long-term strategy will be, or at least like tweaking my strategy. So yeah, that's where the spreadsheet comes in. This is really the only way I've found to track my stuff, other than using external apps like Blockfolio and stuff like that, right? So let's get back to the market real quick. Let's do a refresh here. Let's see where we're at. 44.5% Bitcoin dominance. So we're still holding strong with Bitcoin being the top market cap. We're over at 600 billion. Sorry, 600. Yeah, I got it right. 600 billion, 607 billion dollar overall market cap for all of the coins. Bitcoin's at 270 billion. So yeah, I don't know. We don't need to get too much into this. There's been lots of bouncing around for almost all the coins this holiday. I'm sure you guys have had fun watching it and hopefully made some nice profits from it. Yeah, I guess the last thing I want to show you, I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about this exactly, but this isn't me coming up with this, but essentially there's a little trick to get around fees. I'll explain it to you and you can look it up. There's other people that have gone into it, but I didn't think I could do it because I was trying to follow the directions and I didn't have the option because essentially I'm trading out of Canada. So for any of you Canadians or maybe other people who use Coinbase but can't trade directly into US dollars because you're not a US citizen, well, what you can do, there's a little trick. Like I said, I didn't come up with it. Other people, I've found it online through, other people. But essentially what you do is you move your money from Coinbase. I'm not going to show you because I don't want to get into all my account. I'm just going to explain it right quick. If anybody is not sure, I can do a video exactly on how to do it if you're curious. But there are videos out there. So you take your money from Coinbase. You log into Coinbase, you log into GDAX. Essentially, you don't really have to log into GDAX. It's just going to sign you in normally when you're signed into Coinbase. Then you click. It'll say, on GDAX you can't trade in your country or whatever on the left where you would normally be able to just add Bitcoin or whatnot. But if you go over to the right side of the page, there's a little area where you can go into accounts. And you can add Bitcoin to your GDAX accounts from your Coinbase account. So you just hit the little up arrow or whatever, you'll see it. It says deposit once you click on it. So if it says withdraw, obviously you got the wrong one. You got the withdraw one. So you move it from Coinbase to, so you withdraw from Coinbase, deposit into GDAX, which essentially it's just the GDAX is just the back end of Coinbase that does the exchange. So once it's on GDAX, then you transfer from GDAX, you withdraw from GDAX, deposit it over to wherever you're sending it. For me, it was Binance, so I was sending a little bit of Bitcoin to Binance yesterday. And I did 2 tests, one smaller and one larger. Start with a smaller test just to make sure that it works for you, because, anyways. But yeah, so essentially you kind of, that's a little loophole around fees. It seems like the coin is batched together and sent as a group, but I'm not sure exactly how you avoid fees. I'm not sure who's paying the fees. You're not really, somebody's got to be paying the fees, right? So, but yeah, anyways, if you've been holding off with moving your Bitcoin from Coinbase and you want to get it to a safer location and you want to use it somewhere else, but you've just been like, I can't move it. I'm not going to move it for $50. Let's say you only have $100 or even $50. Let's say you only have $50 to send. You're not going to spend $50 in fees to send it, are you? So this is a little tweak that you can get around it. Like I said, if you have any trouble figuring it out, just hit me up in the comments and I'll do a video on exactly how to do it. I don't know how long this will work for, but it worked for me yesterday. So guys, I hope you like this content. I can't ramble on forever. Please hit down in the comments below if you have any questions. Hit that subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate it. It just shows me that you're interested in what I'm doing, and I'll continue to do more videos. Also, hit that like button. I mean, you don't have to, of course. If you didn't like it, you hit the one right next to it. I'm okay with that too. Any feedback is more than appreciated. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.